All right, is this good? Yeah. All right, perfect. So, my name's Jake Kohl. I'm Fargo native, came up here for college. For some reason, decided to stay here, all that fun stuff. And right now, I'm about that age where, you're kind of mid-20s and you're kind of figuring out your groove once you get out of college. But there's just one thing that is just kind of like, it's always at the back of your head. It's kind of like one of those things where it's just like, well, where do I want to go from here? You kind of figure out where you're going to go, and you just kind of go in that direction, and then you're like, okay, I'm starting to figure out this adulting thing. I'm out of college now and everything, right? Yeah, okay, good. Someone is agreeing with me. So, but we're not going to talk about that at all. We're not going to talk about it now. We're going to tell a story about how Google Maps deceived me. So, this goes back to some sort of day back in the summer that happened. And what ended up happening was that I have a friend from high school that we were good friends, went to separate colleges, and now she's at the point where she's getting married. Cool, right? And so get the invite and save the date. So it's like, okay, this is on July. I don't even know what the date is, the 20-something. We'll just call it the 20-something. And so it was one of those. It was always on my calendar. And then the invite came late, or I didn't check the mail, one of those two things. I'm going to go with the former on this one. And I get the actual invite and go, okay, so we should go register. So they set up a website for registers. You had to type in a code, all that fancy stuff to make sure that you're actually someone that's invited and not some random stranger. And what ended up happening is, that went fine. And they're like, hey, here are these 3 hotels that we have set up, and there's going to be buses that go to them, because now you can get drunk at weddings and not have to worry about who's going to drive you to your hotel room. I like that. And what ended up happening was I checked every single hotel where they had rooms blocked off, and because they're at a special rate, because, guaranteeing people, the wedding business. And what ended up happening is that they were all booked. Yeah. As a mid-20-something-year-old, I'm just kind of like, well, that sucks. I have to pay an extra $30 for a room, maybe, at the minimum. Oh, well, I didn't want to do that. So me and my, I was going on a frugal binge at this time, too, and I'm still kind of on that, but it was really hardcore back this last summer. So this is what kind of led me to this direction that I thought of. So I texted one of my friends from high school and was just like, hey, are you going to so-and-so's wedding? And they're like, yeah. Are you? And I was like, why else am I asking you? I was invited. Regardless. So, did you get a hotel room? Because I wanted to bum a room off. Why not? And he's like, no, I didn't. And I was like, you got the letter late too, didn't you? And he's like, of course I did. We both know we don't check our mails. And what ended up happening was we were like, well, okay, we don't want to drive back, because this is at Afton State Park in Hastings, right? And so it was like, okay, this is going to be where the wedding's at. And then, they had buses going to the hotels in Hastings, right? But my friend just happened to live in the cities, and we weren't going to do like a 30-minute drive back to his place, because we both wanted to drink at this wedding, right? Because that's what you do at weddings. Do I need to reiterate this? Okay, good. We're all on the same page. So what ended up happening was that we were like, wait, Afton is a state park. Let's just camp here. So we go look, and we're like, okay, where's the campsite? We go to Google Maps, and we see the campsite is only a mile. It's only a mile between where the venue, where the wedding was going to be, and the reception, and the campsite. We're like, all right. This is great. We just walk a mile. We get drunk. We walk a mile back to the tent. Beforehand, we're going to set up the tent. We're going to go camping. That's something I haven't done in a long time. We're going to do nature and a wedding at the same time. It's like a 2-for-1 deal right now. And the campsite was $30. $30 compared to $120, and that's $30 split between 2 people. How could you not do that? Well, this is where the punchline of the story comes in. So it's the weekend, I'm driving down the cities, I'm amped up to go to see my friend's wedding, etc., go pick up my friend, and we're like, all right, let's do this. So we're driving there, and the wedding starts at like 4, and we were planning on getting there around like 2:30 or so, something like that. And so we got there around 2:30, and as we started figuring things out, we got to the parking lot of the campsite, and we were like, okay, this is the parking spot, where do we go from here? And so I've been to Itasca State Park, and it's one of those places where you drive up to your campsite, and that's that. You don't have to walk anywhere. I didn't realize that's uncommon for other state parks. And so what ended up happening is that Google Maps gave the location of the parking lot, but failed to tell me that there's an additional walk beyond that. And so once we figured this out, we're like, okay, was it this way? Is it this way? There's like 5 signs pointing in each fucking direction. Are we a family campsite? We're like, what is going on here? But finally we're like, okay, we're going to go this way, right? And when I say it was an Afton State Park, it's Afton Alps, the ski resort. So when we started going down this path, we walked down some stairs, probably, I don't even know, I don't calculate height, I calculate distance. But we went down, then we started going up. And then for a whole entire mile, we were going up probably a slope that looked like this. And let's just say that I decided it was a good idea to dress in my semi-formal wear that was to the wedding, and had dress shoes on as well. So not only was this an incline walk to the top, yeah, I'm not the most in shape person either. So you can imagine what this would be like. And so we finally get to the campsite. I look at my friend and we're just like, I don't have any energy to put up a tent right now. I don't. And it is 3:45. And it took us 25 minutes to walk up this hill. And my friend goes, well, we could always drive back home at the end of the night. And me, being a proud self, was like, well, it's just one of those moments where like, you should do the thing, but you don't really want to do the thing. And the alternative is just going to be the best at that point. So finally, after about 20 minutes of deliberating, already the reception has started. Not the reception, the wedding ceremony has started. We were like, all right, I'll drive. You get drunk. I'll take the hit for this. And so we walked right back down. And that's how we de-escalated the situation. Because it escalated beforehand because we were walking up for a mile. And then we had to walk the same exact path and see the same exact people we were passing by. And they were just like, wait, weren't you going, what? And then so we went and enjoyed the wedding, and we drove home, and it was kind of a boring drive for me. But, we learned a story here, is that Google Maps can tell you something, for as smart as it is, but it will never tell you what you really want to know. And that's why I say Google Maps is a dirty fucking liar. Thank you.